Okay, hi everyone. Last video of the day. Thank you so much for those of you guys who are going to be joining us for this message. My name is Daisy. Um, wow, where do we begin? So, just to give a little bit of background about myself, I've been working in the field of public health for the past like 10 years, mainly in San Francisco Bay Area. I've had the opportunity to do a lot. Research studies with the Department of Public Health, several statewide, national, international initiatives. I went off on my own to do my own public health consulting. A lot of people didn't know that, I started my roots like that as a young person, engaging in programs, then doing a lot of peer advocacy work, et cetera, et cetera. Um, I then went on to do a lot of more policy work in the community too, around the cannabis legalization bill that was passed a while ago. I was on the Public Health Commission, a, a board for SAMHSA, and as well as a committee for African American and ethnic health for Alameda County. So we were supposed to put out the mandates for the budget for all ethnic services for Alameda County, specific to the African American community, and then other budgets that concern our people too. So I've been doing work for a long time, and I think it's just important to name that because a lot of people are going to be asking, well, who are you? What's your background, etc. Right. So I've been went on to put out my own work around trauma, mental health, advocacy work, right, and structural violence, and the ways in which structural violence, of course, is a very prevalent public health concern, but the ways in which it's preventable and how our own consciousness creates it, right? And how we can take steps to amend ourselves so that we're not bringing this into our work. So please excuse me here. So one of the things that's happening is you guys are finding out, sorry, just wanted to make sure that my device was plugged in here. Give me 1 second. All right, so some of you guys are finding out about this whole like charade and fiasco that's been going on. And I just had to like name all of that before we go into this. So the California endowment, a lot of you guys may know about the California endowment. A lot of you guys don't know about the California endowment. They got themselves into something very malicious in our community over the past like 12 years, really because of the individuals that run the two institutions that are connected, the California Endowment, California Healthcare Foundation. They got their hand tied in a specific illicit deal over the past 22 years with other foundations, playing in our community, making bad investments and deals to grow their endowment, feed their own pockets, and disenfranchise, competition to their investment vehicles and strategies. So one of the things that's coming out is I sued the California Endowment because they had one of their staff members being very inappropriate and out of control with me. I basically exposed in real time how they were consistently over a certain amount of time paying for a certain type of magic, right? A type of psychic attack, war magic, death magic that was actually driven by a very illicit practice of retaining small children, harassing them, harming them, mutilating them, and then using their bones in magic. They got caught with all of that. This is what's leading to some of the indictments that you see with Diddy and then Jay-Z, who's next, and Drake, who's going to come up, and why Kendrick Lamar is going to war with him. It started because what the California Endowment started and how they pulled in the other social justice communities, the social justice celebrities, which is different from the social justice community, and the celebrities that were playing with the social justice communities, and then the people in between clout chasing so they can be a part of that like whole group and creating nonsense and warfare. So a lot of you all are going to find out about one, who is this? What's going on? Two, what's happening in the economy because of it? Three, how is this going to change our strategy for funding? And four, what are the investigations that are currently ongoing that are, as a result of this? Because so many people have gotten arrested and been in jail, things like that. The endowment's trying to keep this quiet, that they did this, and then they paid people to go out and spread stories that ended up getting exposed. Then they thought that they blocked my channel and things like that and hid everything that they did. And that's not the case. So what's going to end up happening now is they're going to find out that a lot of people are, into finding out their strategy and dismantling it. The first thing that I want to say though is the California Endowment ended up getting caught with this. I'm going to start here, and it's with the document that was sent to my home from the LAPD. I'm wondering why it was LAPD. From the LAPD, it's always on record. This document here, they said that I crafted this. They sent me this document saying that I was settled out of court for $250 million. Yeah, and then it's on file with the court. Yeah, the court, Cynthia, and they didn't know that I had this. So then I went to TC. I'm like, why are you playing games and starting a bunch of nonsense and causing all this calamity and chaos? And the CEO came downstairs and said, "Oh, I never got your email. Please get on my like calendar." I sent this to their lawyer as well. Yeah, they played a bunch of games, and now something's gonna end up coming out like, okay, yeah, well, we told her to do it, so we just did it and thought that she was just gonna follow. Like, because of what we did, we knew that it had to stop because the war that they started. They're not trying to tell you, like, wait, what? Yeah, I sued them in court. They rigged the court case. Everything came out that they were paying for all this magic. It was starting international warfare. They hacked my phone, started a bunch of drama, and they had rigged the whole court case, played with Gavin Newsom, and they had another interest in playing with me because of the coding work that I was doing. And then also, too, now something that I'm doing with biochemistry and coding work that you're going to find out about. Oh, okay, great. So then what ended up happening here was Martha Jimenez went to go gather up all of her allies to come and stalk and harass me. And this is how you're going to find out that the Latino community is on fire because 8 members of the Mexico Supreme Court had to step down when they played. Several police officers have been fired. They exposed an illicit ring that they were involved in utilizing a sound technology to rob people that were involved in the underground economy and redistribute their content. And this is where you get the Latino Democratic Party being on fire. There's a video that I'm going to go ahead and post for people that need to see this, and it's all of them getting fired and what happened with the subsequent killings that got started because Martha Jimenez specifically. But in that, her harassing me and playing with magic, what they call they have several names for it, but they were playing basically paying practitioners and things like that. And then dishonorable Freemasons groups and men's clubs got into it because they thought it was cool, the work that I was doing, and they thought they were going to add to it to play with me because they couldn't actualize the work themselves. So now what we have here is a bunch of people playing with something very sinister and delusional and unreal and unnatural and thinking that it should be the norm because they have a certain amount of money and access and they're trying to expand it and create chaos and look it's being diminished. They even tell you that they were switching people's kids at birth. That was like their plan and what they were doing to spite the people that had held them accountable for starting so many civil wars throughout Spanish America. And then other people were playing with different factors. One factor was playing with human meat for real estate. You can imagine how that goes, playing with human meat for also to economy and change and Asia and the Communist Party. And that's what they're getting hit with now. And a lot of things that are happening. And what ended up happening with because they chased me, created war, started all this, trying to appease the community. But one of their staff members getting exposed as a serial killer and his girlfriend, their family being actually involved in a years-long investigation into who started an original riot down in the bayou of Louisiana, then traveled all the way up to Chicago with the same last name and created wars, and then traveled to Texas, same thing, starting wars, committed suicide there for grandkids and children, running all throughout United States, mainly San Francisco and Washington, becoming the chief fire deputy or whatnot, and playing in the Chinese mafia, tapping their phones and things like that, and other Chinese communities, compromising a lot, causing a lot of chaos. His girlfriend, who was a woman that was excused from being a public defender because she was having sex with her clients, right, playing, and this being a mixed race black man, disgracing himself and being involved in that and coming out that he was a serial killer. And this document that you are going to see getting crafted, which is really a culmination of the witchcraft that they were paying for actualizing, and the different Freemason groups and different magical groups seeing this and running it on small children and dismantling the foster care system to the point where in California, the foster family agencies can no longer serve young people because they've lost their insurance because they were getting sued for too many cases of kids going missing, getting sex trafficked, etc., and clinical trials tested on them. So this is what the California Dama created, and they got caught red-handed. And the subsequent court case and the battle, and every single docket having this 37 in it because of what they did with magic, and then people showing their hand, people that work in office, different reports with the same thing. Yeah, Matthew Haney's initial, Matthew Craig Haney. Yeah, playing with magic and causing warfare and trying to hide it like some silent war. Like that's not true. None of that is happening. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I never called anybody a black bitch or a nigger or told her that she should be killed or raped because she denied me. Why are you saying it like that? That's the type of nonsense that they started playing. Yeah, because what's going to come out here is Castle Redmond is very close friends with Matthew Haney, who you guys are going to learn about. Supposed prison advocacy all against the death penalty, but really tracking cases and compromising their underground economy and farm movements and criminal justice movements. Yeah, and under investigation for using his campaign dollars to pay for magic and for rituals on small children. Yeah, causing warfare. His stepmom working at yeah, playing with Kim Kardashian. She's the lawyer helping her get her bar license. Now you see the madness that inspired that. Working at the San Francisco Public Defender's Office, starting wars in the Spanish community. Their hand with Martha coming up on the other end. Oh, so that's how that started. That's how that starts. And their hand gonna come up on something else like sinister on the other end that they didn't know I was connected to a certain family. Yeah, they didn't know that I was connected to a certain family and I know their kids and things like that. And it's gonna end up coming out like so that's what they were doing the whole entire time. And now the Puerto Rican community has found out who was playing and whose phone. Because now you're gonna find out who in the Puerto Rican community had their phone tapped. Yeah, and it's you guys know this lady. She passed away, Sharon Quintero and her son. You know, her son is Japanese and the dad is Puerto Rican. James and then he's a very powerful real estate agent. If you guys want a house business also too, the chemical server, he always has something online. Always. One of the top real estate agents. Yeah. His mom passed away and then his cousin passed away too. Me and his cousin were really good friends. That's where you guys get me talking about my friend Nick. They didn't know that that was gonna get exposed. What are you talking about, Daisy? What are you talking about? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. So all this about Daisy doing this and this and this and that, we've known each other since we were like 11, 12 years old. What are you guys talking about? Do you know all of Hayward is watching this? All of Oakland is watching this? San Leandro? Do you know what you've started? The whole entire Samoa community is watching this. The whole Tonga community, Hawaii community is watching this because I went to school with all of them. That we're all seeing this in Samoa murders after Samoa murders, and you're playing with her like that in front of all of us. This is deeper than what they thought. Yeah, they're trying to hide that all this had gotten started. People were passing away in between. That technology had its hand in between. They were playing with people's family. This one, the Dai hit her up. Sharon passed away. Why? Because a real estate fraud who was playing, giving people chiong and running off. Oh, because we're Japanese. And remember the internment camps? What? Yeah. How did my nephew pass away? We were all the same age. We all know each other. Yeah. Chaos. Oh, okay. Yeah. Playing. Didn't even know what they were really playing with. Tapping people's phones, just making off and starting drama. Oh, I have connects and stuff like that. Really putting people's name in the wrong thing, starting too much stuff. How did you know about this docket? Wars. Some of you guys are just not finding out, like, wait, what? Yeah, that they were playing like that. Then they were tapping my phone, playing on my social media, deleting people so I couldn't communicate, causing warfare. I was almost kidnapped. Here's the record for the kidnapping tape. Yeah, and that's one of the things that brought the Republican Party here, which you guys are going to learn about. The Republican Party, all the different dishonorable groups that play on the planet, start genocides. They want to make a truce because they saw my coding system and my biochemistry work, and they know that they can perish on the planet because there have been over 457 car accidents of a major white supremacist, all dying. Yes, and a specific disease, glioblastoma, because of virtual reality and sound technology. It's brain cancer. Yeah, playing, starting war, sending checks to my house. Yeah, trying to hide all this. This was started in the Asian community. Thank you, Daisy. Yeah, leaving stuff like this at my door, computer chips, flash drives, all kinds of stuff. Warfare, Harry Potter flyer. What do you think this is? We looked up the address for this place. I'm going to do it again. This is going to start a war. The address for this place, this Harry Potter factory, it's going to start a war. What's on that map in regards to kids switched at birth and different warehouses that they had? They put the address for a warehouse where they had people's kids stored at birth here for me to go find it and show up the map because I have a divination where we can look at maps and certain things come out. This is how that whole network got unraveled of white men that go to the house, feed the kids, they go have their life, things like that, make sure that the house is clean, all that different type of stuff, and that the place is secured. Found all of them. Yeah, playing warfare, drama. Some of you guys are just not finding out that the California endowment have their hand in it, like unprofessional nonsense and goofy nonsense. Playing court reporters knowing about this, sending in at 37. Yeah. The California endowment with the flyer in front of their office. This is the California endowment office. This brick, 237. Thinking that it's a joke and that this is time to make a movie. And then look, playing like some type of like alien, like think of like some type of Teletubby thing on meth. Martha Jimenez, yeah. Like, oh look, at the end we get this. This is a great TV show playing like some type of like story, but delusional. So I just want to tell you that their thing is going to be like she was sending this and that and doing this and that. Here we go with server cloning. They were playing in people's emails, sending fake text messages, rituals. When they were doing it, I was actively sending emails like, "Hi, Martha, this is currently happening. This conversation is happening on the phone, et cetera," because they were uploading me to virtual reality, playing with my neural network and blasting chemicals. Then they were sneaking into my house with chemicals. It's really like, by God, that I'm not crazy with what they were doing and what they were starting. And the whole time, people didn't even know that they were doing that. And I was sitting here on YouTube, so people are like, "Oh, okay, oh, ooh," and they showed their hand. So I just want to tell you that they were doing all this emo server cloning, emo server cloning, changing, just causing drama. Yeah, the evil twin Wi-Fi thing. It's not the same right here. You see, this one has two different things. That's how you know that's not it, right? And getting caught, causing like a bunch of wars. So I just want to let you guys know that all this information has come out, and they got caught hacking my computer. Also, too, their name came up in a lawsuit where they were involved in funding a specific tech development firm that they then practiced to build hacking technology and play with Gavin Newsom at the state. And this is what's going to come out with the specific word of the Republican Party and also to the Chinese Communist Party and other people that have power in America are watching that they have to align with the community, the real social justice community, the real defense community, because they saw everything that could happen with this computer and how servers were getting shut down, outages constantly, etc. Period. They've been sitting here watching all the coding tutorials, etc. They've checked everything. Period. They've all of them contacted me, the organizations. Yeah, some people are finding out United Nations blockchain and cybersecurity council, disruption school or whatever space school. Uh, Also, too, there's another group that contacted me. I'm not going to say too much about that. Like three other ones. I'm just not going to say who contacted me. Um, all their different groups, Forbes Technology Council. Uh, I've showed it here on my channel. It's all on my LinkedIn because they've tapped and hacked everything. They can go see because they thought that they were going to play with rituals on kids. Yeah, that's their manifesto that they play with. That's what happened in tech with all these outages and things like that because they know they're not going to have any money. So they put Bitcoin up real quick, but shatter the entire CPU network of all the different computers in the system. So they're going to have to be replaced. And there's not really metals. That's why they're starting wars in Africa and looking for this and that and hacking everyone's phone. That's what they got caught doing. So now they know they have to bend to the black and brown community because they saw us close their CPU. This is the fight with AMD and NVIDIA. Two with those two, both their companies got locked up, and it's in between the both of them is several communities, bodies everywhere, and drama and chaos because they wanted metals. So the Chinese community is getting hit again with that too. Really, the Chinese community, the Asian community, right? So this is what's been going on. They're trying to hide that this is happening and that wait, what? They're trying to make deals and things like that. Like it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I'm going to tell you right now, I get emails, a bunch of stuff has happened, all kinds of communication, and they're using the sound technology in between to send messages and communicate. Right? Like going to war. This is a national security concern playing because they know that I'm a psychic and playing with me like that. Yeah, like what about like okay, didn't even think about my health, things like that, but that's what they get that I have this weapon in my hand now because we can build any type of system. Like there's a few systems that we can build that they're also not trying to tell people about. People have come here to see this. Let me get my desktop together. I have a few things here. Yeah, so this docket here and this document here, you're going to get access to. You guys can come and find out about what they did. So they're chasing me for my work, causing a bunch of warfare, starting a bunch of drama. You know, a lot of my work is inspired by Harriet Tubman and Benjamin Banneker. You guys are going to find out that I've been here as doing all kinds of humanitarian work, writing books, supporting people, doing a lot of the social justice work while people are flaunting around, trying to have me robbing my work, stealing it, plagiarizing, stealing from my bank account. That's another thing too. Playing in all my payment solutions and all that type of stuff for my business, all that type of stuff. Taking money from my card, uploading me to different databases. All of it. They got caught. It caused a major data breach at PlayStation. I was the one that cracked that. Who did that? Playing because they were playing in my bank in the whole nine and etc. It was the endowment. They had their hand in this in like their tech companies, and now they look what happened. They have to ban. And now the tech companies that thought that they were going to get all this new tech, they're done for. We can make uh, uh, do all kinds of work with this. Let me go ahead and pull this up. They got caught red-handed. Pull this up. So, on top of getting caught red-handed, playing like that in my apartment, right? Playing with like documents, things like that, having people coming in and out, they showed their hand with that. And what they were creating. Another thing that they were doing is with this whole thing of stealing from underground economy. Martha Jimenez and a few of the people going to war in the Spanish community, Kate Kendall and them rallying up other white women in this whole group you're going to hear about, Cyborgia Air Klankla, a group of white people that have sex in their family with their children. Early love, more love, and extra love. They're secretly Austrian, German, and things like that. And some of them are far away British, but they took on that ideology and adopted it. They all mix with each other, things like that, and they have a sinister plot and plan to spread a specific type of shattered biochemical they have in their body from incest. They call it ultimate love. Yeah, that's what they do. They have babies and abortions within their family. They spread it through the food supply, stem cell testing, all of that. They're very ridiculous and delusional. They got exposed, red-handed, cold-blooded. It stopped the whole entire vegan food movement because they got caught and they were robbing everyone. This is something you're going to see in the store. Yeah, you're going to see products and super expensive. You can't get them. It's because of what they did, causing warfare, unnecessary warfare. So, one of the things that's coming out now is okay. Wow. Yeah. That's what they've been doing. That's their claim to fame that they were, creating all this calamity as space server warfare. The whole time owing me in court, causing warfare. Yeah. Lying with the judge, causing a bunch of like, calamity, just doing unsavory, goofy things. People sending me evidence and documents and things like that of human trafficking groups because they heard about my case. Switching people's children at birth. Yeah, that's another thing that they didn't tell you that people were giving me information and everyone organized against them. And they're just keeping quiet about it because they saw how I got harassed. Sneaking into my apartment, the war that started with the celebrities too, they saw that. And then what they did with the virtual reality technology, harassing people like that and their health. So this is what they're dealing with. And this is why the California endowment's going to be cool. They're so delusional. So they saw in our technology, we can create spectrum bands. We can code them down raw. And one of the things that I said was as I was getting stalked and harassed, I was like uplifting a lot of this work, writing different books, helping a lot of different people. I also wrote this book. Frameworks for litigating witchcraft abuses. Some of you guys may think this is all about like candles and spells, and no, it's like plausible things. People are very treacherous, and then children get wrapped into it a lot. There's like a whole thing going on in UK. It talks a lot about structural violence, the history of this. How does this really affect you? How does this come around you? Right? How does magic actually work? What does that look like? Right? Manifestation of attacks, right? Like, what does that actually look like? Is for mental health and for physical health, things like that, right? Uh, we don't want to start something like that where people are actually being attacked and harassed, and we start calling it mental health because we know we have a hand in it and helping it. Mental Jimenez her hand in the mental health system in LA, where they were getting forward like cars and kidnapping people who were in families that they were opposing. And like, oh, he's been in the psych ward for 23 days. Yeah, now he's so strong. After you guys were going to war with us and Nicaragua and stuff like that, you guys had ammo. Now look, yeah, that's what they were doing. And Ford stopped selling cars. Yeah, somebody's really gonna get caught up. I just don't say things. I just keep people quiet. Ford stopped selling cars to public because that's what they did. Yeah, deputy constable picking people up. We're going to the border, right? Almanac is based off what? Okay, thank you. So Benjamin Banneker created the almanac and the first clock, and he did what? He created DC, the architecture of DC, right? Because he said he saw it in his dreams. This is all documented. This is some of the stuff that they were trying to hide. That Martha was trying to down me, and all these people were trying to down me as a high priestess. But now they're chasing me after my work and now talking about doing rituals on me. Oh, put her in the psych ward. Let's see if we can get some of her blood. Yeah, that's how they were playing with me. White women, then playing with little 3 and 4 year olds, putting them in sex rituals and stuff like that. Drink this, then molest her, and then this and this and that. Oh, that's my brother. Then we have sex, and then we get this. That's their group, Cyborgia. Yeah, yes, yes. Women feeding little kids tampons, stuff like that. It started a war. That's why the president of Syria is gone, and something else is going to happen too with the ceasefire. So GIS mapping system where you can find anybody. It would just be you mapping out a specific type of bass shell and then putting a specific BCD format that allows you to have a specific type of coordinate system blasted towards the planet and then giving that an interface. Done. Money system where we can print money and have a real storage of value because Bitcoin is what, right? So we can throw up computational forces, XYZ files. I've showed this on my channel, done, coding tutorials, everything, um, and actualize that. So you can have like chemicals running on your computer, and then each of these chemicals like has a certain type of like, dollar amount. So they can stream this and this and that all day and make money. Yeah, but it's real computation because look, so one of the things that's getting started here is how can you actually do that? How were you able to do that? Because you can put the computation to an output, right? And that output would be what? Okay, I stream a chemical. The output could be a string, a MAC address, an IP address, an algorithm that then gets kicked to my CPU modulation. So that's what they're trying to hide, that they were looking for all this and causing warfare and unnecessary drama and just chaos in our community and unsanctified things because they were getting greedy because they're losing all their money because they have to settle court cases because they were playing with people like that in the community. And this whole kid switch that birth came out in a major way. A woman that they uploaded to the virtual reality, she kept on screaming about like, excuse me, you're switching kids at birth? Yeah, 313 because people were listening to conversations and stuff like that. That's my due date. Yeah, or somebody's birthday. It was like something like that. And then a Google Drive of a bunch of stuff coming out. But I can show you like 8 photos in my phone with that 313 now and how it's really like going far with like old receipts from like some lady had her baby in 2021. I had receipts from like 2 days before her due date, 313 on it. All kinds of stuff was going on because they were playing with magic. Yeah. 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 So one of the things that's going on here is they're trying to hide that they have their hand in this type of like foolishness within our community, and it's dismantling the community. I want to read through a list of some of the things that we've done in the social justice community on our own without their help while they were harassing me, right? And while they were moving money into things that they knew for a fact they weren't doing anything because they paid them to not do anything and they paid them to stalk and harass people, right? And then steal their work and their models that they went to master schools or did programs for. So, wow. Yeah. Let me just go ahead and read this out. There's a lot that is in here. So, here we go. Okay. We exposed a human trafficking network that was connected to the group of indigenous peoples that disappeared throughout California. This led to the mass removal of 8 Supreme Court justices being removed, and then also to the Kushner family and different white families in Argentina and different parts of Spanish America getting exposed as German and getting their pensions cut off. That's in the news. It exposed a whole thing that's currently coming out, and people that are going to get hit with that. So, identification of a government-sponsored hacker group that facilitated the infamous EBT card theft. That it was Russia doing that, and that they were playing, setting up the Romanians after they committed genocide in their country through Russia, playing games, which helped get them exposed for what they did in Afghanistan, and that connection right there too. And how this is now leading to a whole thing coming out with the insights and the whole social service system getting shaken up because the Spanish community, also too with Martha Jimenez, everyone playing at work at the same time, causing harassment, getting several dozens upon hundreds of Spanish people fired everywhere. And in New York, there's a assembly member. Sorry, I think he was assembly member Kenny Burgos. His cousin got shot in the head, and he got removed from office because they were playing like that. So then, what ended up happening here? These are the type of things that are happening in America because they think that it's funny to behave like this and create these type of extreme situations and come on YouTube and be like, "Look at our hand manifesting," like they're like little like oompa loompas with wands and things like that, and bippity boppity boo, and it's not. It really isn't. So, one of the things that ended up happening here too, Sam Altman and AI getting exposed, and they have to give everyone back their work, and they have cases to settle out because it came out that they were stealing everyone's work. They tapped all the IDEs at all the events and on the networks. They paid people to be ops to watch this person and that person and fund specific groups that were harassing other people. They completely inverted technology for the next like 20, 30 years just by starting fights with like 3 or 4 people. And now look at their hand with the technology, and they shut out all the lights. I think it's a great thing. Look at San Francisco. There's no money. That's a big thing too. Some of you guys are finding out like, oh, San Francisco has no money. The tech industry got shut down because of what happened with Daisy. Because when they started this, tech imploded and a bunch of stuff stopped. They got caught. A lot of stuff got shut down. Also, too, they thought they were going to get new tech and then move over to this new place and have all this new stuff off of my work because they were playing on my computer and inverted the entire chemistry industry, chemical industry, and a few other industries, looking for this and that and doing false reactions and like not knowing what to do. So as a large part of that with AI and all of our work and having to give everyone back their work, it's now coming out that the San Francisco also there was like a big boycott and exodus of stores from San Francisco because of a lot of stuff that was going on with retail theft and causing drama in cases. So Sam Altman, his sister exposed him. Cyborg, they have sex in their family. His sister exposed him. It's all over the internet. So please go look that up. All right. So okay, now you know. Yeah, we're not Jewish. We have sex in our family, so we just use that like as a way to be like, what do you mean? Are you saying that because we're Jewish? No. And remember, I'm black. I'm also Jewish. So now like, wow, whoa, whoa. Yeah, not the Kanye type. Don't even go there. Don't, don't. It's about the fact that something came out about them playing with that religion and their hand ended up getting exposed because they're missing a certain biochemical marker because they were spreading around different manifestos and spreading around different tests and things like that about different black and brown people and exposed something about us and went to go play games. Thank you. So this is why in Israel they have a specific type of testing center for Ethiopians. Once you get there and you're Ethiopian, they put you in that testing center, right? And Ethiopia, there's a specific language. It's a Semitic language, Aramaic, right? They know. So, ooh, so no more of that. So no more Palestine, right? Because oh yeah, we were. So now it's coming out that it was actually about spell work, them waging souls, betting souls on the table, to then think that they were getting coding languages that they can activate. That's their whole entire thing because they're playing with the technology, floating point sound technology. Oh, this is what you do. It's mother compromising national security, economics, things like that. So now it came out like, okay, ooh, what do you mean? Yeah, and that's how all these you're gonna find out about different coding languages. A website named after me, and then also too a video IBM made about me, and then also a coding language that they named after me for digital signal processing because they uploaded me to virtual reality and saw the war that I started because of like the chemical in my brain and like, excuse me, what are you guys doing? What type of chemical is this? Because they blasted a certain molecular entity and everyone was watching what was going on, and they thought it was cute and it wasn't. Right? Yeah, that's what they've been doing. So one of the things that we also exposed the mass disappearance of Black and Brown people for clinical trial testing, surrogacy, ESCA, and clinical trial testing. Um, so all these cases, I've been the one cracking. So one of the things happening is different white agents were playing on my YouTube, things like that. They were involved with these different groups that were attacking me, and then going back into different meetings using some of the stuff on my channel to try to get promotions for doing certain cases that I was cracking here because they started it, and they all got caught. Jack Bennett, director of the FBI San Francisco chapter, removed. Games. Catherine Sackle done too. Major prison reform. Everyone's getting out of jail because of what we cracked with the sound technology and what we exposed that they were doing, and how the technology works and what they were doing with conflict magic. And you were basically practicing death magic to create conflict and war in the hood to bring out the original families that fought the Detroit and Chicago riots because you are looking for like, okay. So let's just keep on going with that and exposing a big plot and plan of these cyborg families in the DA's office and unraveling the prosecutor's office, getting Diddy put in jail too. Thank you, Edgar Khan, to JFK and JFK and his brother speechwriter. Before he passed away, he gave me some information. I was like, I'm just going to tell you this, what they do. I help create all those different programs. Everyone comes to me constantly about them. They've been defunded constantly. They're a problem constantly. I'm not surprised that it's him playing with her because I came to tell him, well, who's playing with me? Oh, really? Their family again? Oh, his dad is on Oprah? Okay, that means that they're trying to hide something, that his son recently did something. Okay, let's see. Great. Wars. Didn't know you caught me. Then that evil tone Wi-Fi and playing, saying that Daisy was doing this and this and that. There's documents on court record about a court case. I filed a restraining order against Matt Haney. 2 days later, he filed one against me because he had my phone tapped. Right? And playing games like that and starting a bunch of like warfare and nonsense. So what ended up happening was we effectively caught the hand that was doing that, and this how we had to catch him playing with me like that. Talking about I was sending him different type of text messages. You're thirsty as hell and very goofy. You are not cute at all, and starting wars. And then something ended up happening recently, which his name's going to come up again. That exposing Cyborgia and how they were weaving themselves through different companies. He helped expose that play with me on my phone and starting a bunch of nonsense. Elon Musk, that was a big thing too, shutting down the Tesla server, major recalls. Tesla's leaving California. LAPD chief of police gone because I went to the police commission once, told about that technology, got everyone set up. Bye. Chesa Boudin, a district attorney in San Francisco, recalled. 40 people from the Latino Democratic Party have been removed from office. That's just like for 2 states. Mhm. And Willie Brown and the exposure of Willie Brown and the murder of 260 men across the entire Bay Area as an assembly member throughout like his whole entire political career to go against certain families that he was playing with. Because Willie Brown runs a drug game. So now people are knowing what's been going on with city and county of San Francisco. So, oh, okay, yeah, and that's where the sound technology comes in and you playing games. And you tap the Chinese and play games like that. You guys had a plan to play. Okay, and you're in the middle of all this with the Italians and things like that. Yeah, because that's something that he did. And what was that? Playing with a certain family. So they got caught and playing with white supremacist groups all throughout the office. Early love, more love, extra love, going on competitions and challenges, switching the babies of white women at work. That's a big thing. I'm not really a racist. Switching their kids at birth, feeding them human meat, sneaking into their house, having they had a specific type of Reddit chat group channel, Kiwi Farm, whatever type of channel. It was like a what is this thing called? Chat group forums, I think that's what they call them. So they get in them and they talk about people, they cause harassment, things like that. That's what Reddit's known for. It's like a Reddit type one. And they have an interface where people can go in and take challenges, sneak into her house for $500 of crypto. And that's how they killed a bunch of black and brown professionals. Martha Jimenez and all of them had their hand in it. That's what they get like access to. Like, oh, they have people that can do this and that. They can follow people, get next to them with the technology. Next thing you know, look, it's uploaded and look, you can do what you want. That's how their network runs. That's what they got caught doing and playing with me and then playing with my work and then trying to use my work to do singers for things and very delusional and like trying their hardest to start a bunch of things and sending people into meetings, causing a bunch of warfare, causing a bunch of confusion, getting people to fund this and this and that, trying to drain other people so they wouldn't be able to come and fund this type of work, playing in their bank accounts a bunch of black and brown investors, things like that. They're so ridiculous and dishonorable. They're gonna have to come to the table and talk about everything that they did. It's gonna come to that point, like no, and in front of me because they told a bunch of different stories to different people to get people on their side. Yeah, because I was on a list of people like target their farm, play in their family, things like that. And Martha Jimenez took that upon herself because she's very mentally ill. And it's something about me being a pretty black woman that it was a problem that I'm smart to playing with my name like that. Like, oh, she was from like a sex worker program. I have no idea what she's talking about. Never did sex work, was never like that. So her only thing to do was play with Castle. Like, oh, she was after Castle. I was never after Castle. He's disgusting. I used to work near them. I changed like the location for my office because I was like, oh no, there's something like weird about him. He was he got caught paying for lust pills. Him and his girlfriend. She didn't have a job or money. He was paying her rent, salary, things like that. She was hip hopping between Oakland and Seattle, living with him. All kinds of chaos was going on. And look what came out about their family. Yeah, her dad used to be a fire chief in San Francisco. They were playing like that. Oh, go say that it's a fire inspection and do this with Pac Bell. Mhm. So now one of the things that's coming out here with that is that that never happened, and there's a bunch of information that's coming out too. And with that 313 that's going on, I just want to show you the other day. I was out and about, and while I live in Oakland, I didn't know that Castle Redmond lived at Lake Merritt. That's one of the things that they got started too. It was just one time that I saw him and that white woman that was playing with me with magic, starting a bunch of nonsense. I was like, okay, good, you're here. And that's what they tried to use against me. It was only one incident, and it was that because the judge, they knew why. Willie Brown, Hunters Point Family Foundation, and the judge, she used to be the legal counsel at Hunters Point Family Foundation, Jocelyn, getting investigated and causing drama. And that's how Cheryl Davis, the director of San Francisco Human Rights Commission, she got removed. They were all moving money around too to pay for gunfire and pay for murders in the hood. All this we saw in virtual reality. I was calling the police like every day for one of them in Philly. Then that man died. Yeah, and then several police officers just died right after that. We were sitting here watching it the whole time in virtual reality. I have it all documented. I sent them emails about what was going on. Women, professional women that were telling on them, trying to get help for the community. Stop CPS cases. They were getting kidnapped. 5150 as a mandated reporter, and then a sex trafficked. They got caught doing that. I told Cheryl Davis, and then she went to go have some community gathering. Come and tell us about what's going on and the pain and suffering that people are trying to hide and stuff like that. She knows what they were doing. Didn't call me for anything. Why? Because their hand got caught with the Spanish community because they made deals to keep quiet. The clinical trial testing, like, oh, we can get a bunch of weight. Oh, and they got herbs too. We can make act. Yeah, and they were trafficking all these women and their kids for clinical trial testing, making hormones and stuff like that, sex change hormones and stuff like that, IVF hormones for what? Cyborgia. And then even the sex change hormones, it was cyborgia. A lot of these white men lost their mind. Oh, I'm a high priestess now. I'm a crone. Some of you guys have seen them. They grow out their hair. They think that they're women now. They play. And they have like this manifesto. Some of you guys call it TERF, trans exclusive radical feminist. That's what they are. You better be careful with that whole thing too, TERF. Okay. So the other day I was out and about, and I like was past Castle's house on my bicycle because it's late merit. I just want to also say too, like for several years outside of Oakland, one of the things too is they didn't know one. There was a certain person that didn't know when I had left California, and they had made up a bunch of stories. They made up a bunch of stuff. They had my phone tapped, everything. They have cell tower information, everything. Nothing. They only had one incident of me going by past his house. That's the type of warfare that they wanted to go create. And then sending fake emails from my phone, taking my emails, taking my website, making fake emails, playing with my organization, all of that, trying to take my 501c3 number, all that to go play. Yeah, trying to like then like, oh, we have our own organization under Daisy's name and this and that, and then playing. Well, can then we'll just play with her name. Russian sitting on the computer, call center, starting nonsense, sending out fake naked photos, or playing on my computer, or putting cameras in my house and getting photos of me. That's one of the things that they try to war. What was that? Oh yeah, that was like a while ago here. Pull this up. Somebody has to see this. It was true. 313. It was right in front of Castle's house. 313. A car. It said Hunt 313. Yeah, because Martha Jimenez too was trying to make new deals and do this and that because the endowment lost a bunch of money. They got caught moving money around through a Segway Corporation to a check cashing place, a money transfer to fund a paramilitary group called CGJN Cartel, New Jalisco Cartel. But it's how they manipulated different families and things like that to get into that by stealing their farm, raping their daughters and women, and then selling off their grandmas and sisters and things like that to Dole and Goya Foods farms to farm food for a huge company. So Goya is in Spanish America. We have Dole and then green something here. It's like a green man on the can, whatever here, right? So that's what they got caught doing, and they got sued, and there was a big lawsuit with Chiquita and a Colombian family, and they won, and they used these documents on my website and my channel because Martha got caught. That's the word that they're trying to hide, that they started something like that, playing with gossip and goofiness, and then playing with my phone and blocking numbers from my phone and emails and text messages from my phone, and then deleting people from my social media and causing wars like this. Daisy, I don't like you. And creating beef. Oh, Daisy's not here at this meeting. Okay, we called for her. Ooh, just stupidity and goofiness. Yeah, that's why Cheryl Davis got removed from Human Rights Commission. And then also too, there were 3 murders on 16th Street in 1 week because everyone found out about this and how they were playing. So they took matters on their own hand. That's why she got removed. They had their hand in that. Look, in front of Castle's house, Hunt 313. Yeah, that's what they get playing with warfare like that. Causing a bunch of drama. Something else that you're going to find out about too. Okay, they want to make deals about the biochemistry. There's something that you're going to see on my channel. Just go watch the last video about La Cubisi ATP constantly, ATP constantly because they got caught. Yeah. Okay, that's very strange. Yeah, playing with my chemistry work. Like I told you, Department of Homeland Security, the Director of Chemical Safety. You're going to see it in this document. A bunch of people reached out to me because they know what's going on. They're sitting here watching. It's the fact that they know what's about to go happen. Like, okay, what? Playing over with my work and starting nonsense and causing warfare. So I just wanted to like say that this is what they're doing. They're so dishonorable and delusional. And okay, childish and like how dare you be performing like that in front of our community and thought that you were going to use gossip to hide it. Right. So right, like what are you doing? And then like, oh, if you cut off their head, then people won't think straight. That's how they were thinking. If you cut off their arm or their hand, then they won't write to her. Like that's what they were doing and slaughtering a bunch of innocent people, causing wars. Then getting white supremacists like witchcraft groups involved that the child mosquito, the Bahafalmen, and this how you get spiritual powers, and then incentivizing people. That's another thing Elon Musk and them were doing. This how you get your coding language. See, look, there's NumPy, there's Pandas, there's C++, there's LibCap, there's this. This how you get a coding language. You have to perform rituals on people's kids and do this and do that and do that and play inside board gear. Yeah. Or your store's here, she's gonna do this and that playing. Some people wrap their whole family into that and their family doesn't even know. Wars start wars over this, bomb this country, bomb there, bomb there. Don't say anything about this. Look, your whole family, your group is gonna be big. Yeah, our family help with C plus plus version 9. Yeah. And look now, we have our own coding language that can do a bunch of stuff. You can make your own internet bands. Yeah. Okay, so there's something you can do with computation where you can code down coordinates for astronomy, and then that's it. You don't need a satellite, Fortran, nothing, nothing. We can run a high-powered Fortran from your desktop. Then you can change the memory format on your computer to be YMM or ZMM versus what we traditionally have as XMM. So to run like even one of a satellite, let's say for instance, like a naval ship is running like a mini satellite for like two ships. Um, the devices running that is maybe like six devices. Each device is going up to XMM. You can condense that to two devices, each running YMM. That's if you need to, or like one on one ship and then a device on another ship, right? So, right. So this is one of the things that they're trying to like stop people from finding out like we can do things in a way better way, but they want to think that they're gonna play with me. That's so crazy. And that fine everybody thinks so they can play with pedophiles that want to upload small kids and play with the whole entire HTTP network to search people's face and things like that, which is what they did, kidnapping a bunch of kids that look like this and look like that. And look like this a porno star, and she's like 14 and things like that, like goofiness like that, stupidity like that. Martha Jimenez and them rolls their hand up to start that, and they know what they're doing because they're watching it. How did I know that they're watching this? Here we go. You have no proof that we're actually watching your channel. I do because I put out a video. I used to do like something called justice sessions. So people will come and like find out about how to do research for their cases, how to do certain petitions in the court, how to reach this council or that council, how to help themselves and find this and that. And there was one that I talked about legal fees and your lawyer. And literally the next day, I got an email, vexatious litigant. Like you can't go to the court and file because they're a law firm and what they are involved in. It's Meredith Vogel and Burke. Everybody knows them. They're scammers. They're the original accomplice at Borgia. They all have sex in their family. Look at their website. Oh, there's look at them. They had some little female Anastasia. Oh, put it in your name and then feed it to a 4-year-old and then you get spiritual powers. Look at her clapped out with different rare diseases and her hair all stringy and stuff like that because she has sex with her dad. They got identified so badly. There's several ways that you can identify people that have sex in their family. They're biomarkers. They're biochemical pathways. So that's why they're looking for everyone's farms. Martha was involved in that too until she found out, oh, that's what that's for. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I can't promise you like their land and stuff like that. That's not possible. You did before. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. Legal cafe. That's why people were stalking me on YouTube because I wasn't just doing terror. I was doing a bunch of stuff. Like, oh, can you look into my case? Yeah. Legal Cafe. Here we go. It's Legal Cafe September 13th. That's so crazy. It's my daughter's birthday. September 13th, 2020, Legal Cafe. So why would you be putting that type of thing in court when you're hacking her phone and playing like that? But you did hack her phone. It's right here because you paid these people and then they can no longer accept 501c3 donations in California or operate a nonprofit. Okay. And then they're connected to somebody that worked at the state pension office that went on the run and now doing vegan food and everyone's getting robbed in India. Okay. So this legal cafe. Here, let me share my screen to show you that I did this. So I put out that legal cafe and I said it, and then the next day that's what they did. So right, or they are watching my channel. There you go. It's like either one of these, and then I put something on my channel. If you go back to this date, it's something on my public channel because this is just for Patreon, and you can go and see what was going on. Yeah, my Patreon. Yeah, and look, on my Patreon, I used to have a whole bunch of people. And then there was something where they had people getting access to my content for free. I had have a Patreon where they had people like logging in. It's like some site where you like log in and things like that. People getting access to my Patreon for free, and then other people getting kicked off when they were paying and playing with my YouTube channel and like then demonetizing my YouTube channel so that people wouldn't be able to like access my content through memberships. That's how they were playing and then selling off my work. Martha Jimenez and all them at the California Endowment. YouTube owes me a bunch of money. They got sued several times because of what people saw on my channel. And people getting randomly unsubscribed from my channel, my views getting tampered with. You see my channel. If she's getting like 40 to 50,000 views per video, her subscriber count is not no 30,000. They're playing. That's how they're playing with my channel. So, right, because my name was making waves in everyone's community. Even Sarah Jakes has heard about me. Keon Henderson, his wife has heard about me because my name came to Keon Henderson's church. Keon Henderson, that's married to Shaquille O'Neal's wife. His wife, Felicia, I know her because she heard about me in their church. So, yeah, yeah. And I was there when all that was going on with Shawnee. Please, you guys need to stop that madness. So, somebody else that came to me, I can't really say their name, but they have music with major celebrities. They came to me too. All that's going to come out. This is what they've been doing, starting causing wars. That's how Kendrick Lamar went to go make that song about Drake because he found out about this and what Drake did in my apartment in Atlanta, which is going to come up again. The California is going to try to hide that. It led to the Rockdale fires as well because my building was covered in mirrors and they were playing with projecting satellite frequencies and rays and playing with a air traffic control machine that ended up creating this Rockdale fire with the Vcepper. And they switched out all the chemicals for a specific adhesion molecular entity to play with blasting chemicals next to you and things like that and getting them into your energy field to run sound technology and play. And that's how they went to go play games. And it caused a trigonal and bipyramidal reaction to happen in a specific type of like conjunction state, not opposition. They conjuncted at a specific aspect of the orbitals that created like an immense paramagnetism across the entire orbital chain for each compound. And then it created that reaction that we're seeing right now in Rockdale. So they're trying to hide that. It was their hand that started that. Playing with me and causing like nonsense. And then they were switching things out of the system because they wanted to spy on everybody for this mad dash to play in the economy and play with the Republican Party too and some of the good white Democrats and things like that because we switched their kids and played and we want them to come to our side, manipulate them to go against the Black community and Spanish community, and then playing on the other end with manipulating their kids so they won't tell on them when they were bringing them into the bedroom, and then to play with the Black and brown community. You don't see what we're doing, that we're sneaking to your house and starting wars with you and playing at work, getting involved in challenges. Let's see, okay, get her fired, and then you get to go sleep with this guy. Okay, Dad, then you, and a brother can have love together. Okay, and going to work like that, to go on challenges, to play with people's kids, cases, everything. Okay, put her kids in emergency 24-hour adoption, and they said that we get this, and we can go down to the other house where they have these guys. Yeah, they're new, they're from Turkey, but yeah, they're those ones. Yeah, they got the tall ones this time. Right? Yeah, nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. So now you see what's going on. I just wanted to tell you guys what was happening. You're gonna keep on watching, and you're gonna keep finding out. So you're gonna see that certain things have been happening to prove what's going on. The California Endowment court, that's still going. That vexatious litigant, that's what's getting people's children found because they planned all this with the different companies that they invested in to play with me like that because they knew for a fact that they would end up getting caught up in it and sued. Right. So now, without a shadow of a doubt, we proved that they were switching people's kids at birth, and then there was an illicit group of people having sex in their family. And now look what happened. They have to answer to the Black and brown community because of what we're going to put out. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Bye.